bloop. Go ahead and start the encoder. Oop, not you. Start the encoder, and there we go.
Hey, what's going on? This is the one and only IT in the D Show broadcasting live from our respective houses. This is Bob, the sales guy.
It's quarantine day again.
That is Dave the Geek. Randy, I do the Twitters, is doing the Twitters. Find us online, itinthed.com, where you'll find all the things. And for episode 347, we're just going to be, we got about 20 stories on tap. And it's
we'll see what happens.
It feels like Groundhog's Day again, because like there's nothing really new going on, but there's everything new going on. So.
We'll find new people to help and new ways to try to seduce the girl at the bar. Who knows?
Hey, you know what? You may fire when ready. Hey, welcome.
Yeah, for those of you watching, we decided we were not going to force you to watch the intro this time.
This is episode 347 of the one and only IT in the D Show. We are broadcasting live in my living room. Dave's in his basement. Randy is in his front room. Front room. Find us online, itinthed.com, where you will find all the things. And
again, as has become the norm, this is the part of the show where we usually talk about all our upcoming events and that kind of stuff. And still none. No. Stay at home got extended again, and so we're staying home. In fact, I got bored enough today. I know this makes Randy happy. I reorganized my bar. He was bitching because all the bottles were intermixed, and so now all the vodkas are with the vodkas, all the whiskeys are with the whiskeys, and yeah.
Well, plus we can't have events because you don't want to get shamed by your neighbors or shamed by Facebook, and
Dude, like apparently social distancing snitches are a thing. That was one of the stories that bounced across, like barbecue Becky and I don't know what would it be? I don't know, social distancing Stacy. I don't know.
Crap on you, Karen.
Who knows?
Well, no, they're talking about. There's a couple of things I want to get on. The guy that's cutting hair out in West Michigan,
right?
And he chose cutting hair. He chose his livelihood over his health, and basically opened up his business. He was going. I don't know if he was ready to go bankrupt, but he was fed up, or I don't remember the exact But he opened up, and basically all the news caught wind. Everyone caught wind. Social media caught wind, and I guess there was a 2-hour wait to get a haircut because just like me, I need to get my ass in the barber. But what am I supposed to do? So this guy opened up, and the internet didn't like that very much, and they basically closed him down.
Yeah, and I mean it's not helping, or I guess depending on your point of view, maybe. But like the local judge said he's not enforcing the closure order. He's not enforcing a restraining order. So I mean, you're really getting to the point where this shit is. There's going to be some ugly legal battles about this crap now. Like, forget. I think my favorite one is, don't worry so much about, the U.S. Gravy SEALs, Meal Team 6. Don't worry about them as much as there's this crap's going to be going on in the courts for years.
Well, apparently, there's a story that you were talking about. This doctor, I guess he attended a rally and was hugging people, and they caught him on Facebook, and then they basically trashed on him and his practice. The guy's a 68-year-old doctor. And they had to suspend him for a week. And really, he's just hugging people. He wasn't really even doing anything malicious or mean or angry. But apparently, across the country, these complaints have led to shutdowns of dog groomers, massage parlors.
Well, you had the lady in Dallas that opened up her hair salon.
That was the biggest story.
Yep, that she ignored the closure order. She ignored the $1,000 a day fine. So they threw her in jail.
Yeah, and I think she got out 2 days later or something. But I think she wanted to go in jail to be a martyr.
Of course.
I'm standing up for you. They're in Manhattan. People are profanity-laden posters have been tacked to telephone poles chastising people for not wearing face masks. But
there's a lot of stories that say basically, so that's the new battleground. Okay, everybody accepts almost everybody accepts, looking at you, certain people, that the virus is a real thing and that it's contagious. And now the big battle is masks. Like,
So
are you a dick if you don't wear one? Are you too conservative if you do wear one? Dude, I watched a guy in my neighborhood today outside mowing his yard by himself wearing a mask. I'm like, what are you doing?
trying to look good for his neighbors so they don't call the cops on him. But like, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't read.
No, I will.
I skimmed it before, but did the U.S. Surgeon General tweet out, "Don't wear a mask. It doesn't matter today," or was that fake and bullshit? I don't know. I didn't look into it.
I saw a couple conflicting stories that came out about that.
Randy, can you look?
I believe he tweeted before. That tweet was from before the advice had changed.
That was not today. Okay.
No.
Sort of like the 9-year-old story that I shot across.
Right. No, because I thought that came out today, and I'm like, oh my god, now what? Because like,
well, and it's like we talked about, so as long as as soon as they put that caveat on there, that qualifier on there, that said you need to wear a mask unless you're not medically able to do so. Like as soon as I saw that loophole, every dick that just doesn't want to wear a mask is going to say, oh, well, I've got severe asthma, or I've got.
I wore my gang bandana, my Crips. I don't know which it was, the Crips or the Bloods. What's blue? One of my friends could tell me. But like I can't.
I'm going to go with the Bloods are red, Bob.
Okay. I couldn't breathe for shit in that thing. So yeah, I'm gonna use the loophole. I don't feel good. I can't breathe in this thing.
Well, and a lot of people are having that issue. I mean, there's at least 5 videos that scroll across my Facebook feed a day of someone making a mask at home out of an old T-shirt, a pair of socks, something. I mean, so they're all out there, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're what you should be doing, but
I'm helping.
Exactly.
I was so bored. I was trying to get Ralph Wiggum, the "I'm helping" meme, and try to put a mask on him. But I didn't feel like photoshopping on my phone. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I don't want my stinky socks on my face. They freaking.
Well, I would assume you would use a clean pair, Bob.
There's still foot remnants on it. I don't want no part of that crap.
Lingering foot issues.
Yes.
But nature is fascinating, and I got to touch on this because like, of course, the new hotness is the murder hornets that are sweeping across the nation.
I heard that's nothing. They're called Sedeka killers, and they're common. Like the couple of numbers are coming out.
They're common in Asia.
Huh?
They're common in Asia.
No, here. They're called Sedeka killers. Look it up.
Cicada killers are a different type of.
I'm pretty sure they go after Neil Sedaka. What?
Sedeka? Is that how you pronounce it? Sedeka?
Cicada.
Whatever. They're here already.
Actually, those are a different one. Those are a different. But that video that I shot across to you guys, it was fascinating. They were like Japanese honeybees have learned how to deal with these things, because basically one of these goes into a hive of honeybees and like drops a couple pheromones, and then a couple more show up, and they can plow through like an entire 30,000 bee colony in like an hour and just kill them all. And so what these bees have learned to do is they wait for it to come into the hive, and then they form this giant swarm ball around the hornet, and they start like vibrating and like flexing their wing muscles. And like the incredible part to me is, so the murder hornet cannot sustain above 115 degrees. These things vibrate to the point where they're at, and the honeybees can't survive over 118 degrees. They literally go right to 117 degrees to cook this stupid hornet in their little swarm, and then it dies and they're safe. Like that, dude, that's like nature. Like it's one of those, like, just nature blows your mind. Life finds a way. Like just nature blows my mind sometimes.
I know you're getting all scared about these things. They kill 30 people a year.
Oh, I know, dude. It's not scary. It's not scary. I don't want to get stung by one. You saw that video.
My litmus test: falling coconuts kill 4 times more people than the murder hornets. So.
Yeah, but dude, I don't even want to get stung by one. You saw that video.
Oh, look, those things look wicked, man. I think the one guy got bit just for like a test. He's like screaming. It just reminded me of like Jackass getting bit by like the baby.
Oh, it totally was.
Right,
apparently, that's his whole essence of being.
Yeah, there have been they found 2 dead ones in Washington, and there was a small colony in somewhere in Western Canada that has since been exterminated. So these are not a serious threat to the U.S.
No, they're not
You,
yet. Not at all.
you,
Not yet. Yeah.
you read the article about Disney being a mess, how bad a shape they're in?
Dude, Disney's a mess on a couple different levels, but we can start with that story you shot across. Yeah.
Well, they're going through basically, 14 theme parks are padlocked.
They just opened Shanghai today.
Right. Well, yeah, because I did the walkthrough of that. It's actually kind of cool. It's kind of looking. But basically, they've taken out a $5 billion line of credit on top of an 8.5 that they secured in March. They just don't know what to do because they owe a dividend apparently on their stock, which is like the big thing.
And that price has been going up a lot. Thanks, Disney Plus.
Right. But if you look at it, the only thing that the cruise line's dead.
Yeah.
The only thing that's keeping them afloat is ESPN and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
From all the stage shows are dead.
Better green light that next season of Clone Wars you don't want to see happen in Rebels.
How can you can't make anything. You can't make a movie now. Like you can't, all the stages are shut.
Well, I mean, Disney primarily animation.
Animation is their hope.
Can you do
or, maybe release the movies they've already finished, release them on Disney Plus, charge extra for them, release them somewhere else. Like, I would pay $20 to see Black Widow.
Oh yeah, the new releases. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do more. Like I said, those 4 came out on Comcast, The Invisible Man, all that, and nothing's come out since. I got a great picture I got to share with you, by the way. I finally I introduced Annie. She watched The Rise of Skywalker first. She has not seen all the Star Wars.
Okay.
And she went upstairs into Gretchen's room, got the lightsaber we've got in Disney, and basically stood up and held the lightsaber and like mocked Rey throughout the entire like last scene for like a half an hour. It was like, and I had to like get a picture, and it didn't even do it any justice. But I'm like, wait, are you watching this, baby? Like, it was great.
That's hilarious.
So we're supposed to. I even forgot to bring this up. I should have brought it early. I'm supposed to go back to work to the office on the 26th, so 2 weeks from 2 weeks from Monday.
Dude, our buddy Eddie is supposed to report back at Ford on the 18th.
Yeah, so we're doing a trickle. We got 6,000 employees in one building. We're doing trickle over 6 weeks. So basically, management comes in first, and then basically one person like a checkerboard.
You get to be the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah, totally. No, you know what I sent everyone? Those. It was on Shark Tank. It was like one of those little. It was almost like an ice fishing canopy, but it was for like soccer moms.
Okay.
It was like an individual, like just interperson tent with the zipper. So I'm like, so I texted it out. I go, there's $70. I go, we just put this around our office chair and just like unzip the front flap so we can type and just sit in rows of those things.
Right.
Because we're all sitting on top of each other. And
right.
I get the whole checkerboard thing and being safe. And I think that building's probably more sanitized than my own house is, for crying out loud.
For sure.
But like, the cafeteria, we all got to, like, what? It's a buffet. What are we going to do? Like, are they going to saran wrap everything? And like, how are we going to eat? You know what I mean? Like, these are like real things we got to all think about.
Well, and yeah, because if you're not going to have the cafeteria open, then you're going to have to deal with, okay, where's everybody going to go eat? And then, oh, by the way, all those people are then leaving the building, God knows who, and then coming back to the building.
Yeah. And, like, if you look at, like, did you see some of the restaurants, what was going on Mother's Day?
Oh, my God.
Oh, dude, a friend went to got pickup for Red Lobster and had a 3-hour wait.
Yeah, dude, Bad Brad's was a 2-hour wait. So I'm like, luckily, I got, I've been watching those damn Davey from Barstool, the pizza reviews.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the frozen pizza reviews, yeah.
Yeah, he rated Lou Malnati's, so I bought 2 Lou Malnati's, probably figured for Mother's Day. And it was probably it was the best frozen pizza, hands down. My kids are like, it's stinking expensive. You don't buy it for like a normal day. It was basically for, it was for Mother's Day.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
No, this was not DiGiorno. This was really damn good. But then I'm looking on social. So help me God, if there's not, 2-hour wait at Bad Brad's, 2-hour wait here.
I saw 4 hours at Texas Roadhouse at 12 and John R. I drove by there on my way to get groceries, and the line was insane. It was wrapped through that BJ's parking lot. And all around blocking traffic.
And
on
that's
the
just for
street.
pickup. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just for pickup.
That's
Um,
But no, so the other thing about Disney is apparently they announced you're going to be able to start booking reservations for July, but they haven't announced a reopening plan yet. So and then they said we can't really guarantee we'll be open by then. So what
if it's refundable, I'm
what do you
buying it.
what do you do?
I'm gonna get dude. Think about it. You're gonna get $50 plane tickets. The hotels are 10% capacity. You'll have free reign of that joint if they open.
Yeah, true.
They've been cleaning that thing with a toothbrush and bleach every square inch of that place for the last month. You don't think? Again, I'd eat off the floor at Disney right now over my own kitchen table.
But apparently it's worth it to fully staff up to handle 50% of total capacity.
Well, I don't think they're going to fully staff up. I mean, that's the issue. And I mean, and to me, places like that they have the same challenges that I look like, like the auto plants. Okay, so you can say, hey, we're bringing back lower capacity, like we're not staffing all the way back up yet, or even like your work. Let's talk about choke points, bathrooms.
Yeah.
Entryways and exitways, like that. Like, to me, those are the big, like, unanswered questions that I haven't really seen about stuff. Because I mean, you can try to keep, the cube farms. Yeah, you can checkerboard people in and all that stuff. You're still going to have people that have to go to the bathroom,
right?
All throughout the day and that kind of stuff. And that's single point of contact and
food service and
yeah.
I mean, are they going to bring in extra people for cleaning? Or are they going to switch people over? Like, normally you're a costume person, but today you're picking up a broom, or?
Yeah, normally you're Mickey, but today here's a squirter full of bleach and a mop.
But one good thing that some studios are doing, the Blacklist.
I can't figure out if Bob froze or if he's just staring at us in disdain.
It looks like he froze.
I lost you guys.
Okay. But no, and actually, so the story you're talking about, Randy, ties into the whole animation thing.
Yeah, they did their season finale in animation. They had a bunch of the show already shot and filled in the gaps with kind of like a comic book style, sketchy. I don't know how to describe this style.
It was very like if you'd ever seen Dark City, it was very similar to that. Yeah.
So that's a creative idea to mix. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it should be a common way of doing things, but I could see this particular show. It matches the style for sure.
And Bob, right off the top, we forgot to mention, no, we don't have any guests this week, and this would normally be the week where we're really looking forward to guests, because this weekend is supposed to be Motor City Comic Con.
You had to do it. I didn't want to bring it up.
You got to rip the Band-Aid off. This is normally the Monday night that we nerd out about for like months leading up to it.
This is the show. This is like the show when we get everyone on.
Yep. Yeah, and it's crazy and chaotic, and we got somebody different calling in every 10 minutes.
And we got to make fun of the people that are famous about the stuff that they weren't famous about.
Right, and Randy's going to make some awkward comment to a Star Trek dude, and yeah.
I forget what he said. What was that?
Oh, Randy totally pulled the whole. Do you remember
super deep
on the one episode where you died, and then the clone, and then you came back in the thing, and then remember? I remember that was awesome.
You fired a green laser, but the next
your red laser.
Yeah.
Love you, Garrett.
Okay, dude, I gotta talk about. I need to know who's spending $700 on little tiny Hot Wheels wheels for their MacBook. I gotta know.
Mac Pro. This is for the tower machine.
There's someone
I gotta know
that we have 8,000 members in IT in Detroit. There's someone that owns these things.
I mean, these are professional level machines. These are like what industrial. These are like what Industrial Light and Magic or whatever would buy for their animators. These are not your home computer machines.
Hold on. They're Apple Mac Pro Wheels kit. It doesn't sound anything. It sounds like shit. I thought they were going to be $60.
Yeah, when Eddie brought him up, I was like, what the hell are Apple wheels? And I went and looked, and I'm like,
Oh, hold on.
$700.
No, hold on. No. Put your MacBook on wheels with the MacBook Pro wheels kit.
See,
Mac
See?
Pro, not MacBook, Mac Pro.
Mac Pros, whatever. Shut up, Randy. The custom designed stainless steel and rubber wheels. That's all it is stainless steel and rubber wheels. It's a effing nickel worth of shit.
They're Hot Wheels wheels. They are literally Hot Wheels wheels.
Makes it easy to move your Mac Pro around, whether sliding it from under your desk or across your studio.
If you add these on build to order, it's only $400 because they keep the feet.
There's six.
This replaces the feet that come with it.
$99.
Yeah.
I'm
sure there's got to be an aftermarket coming soon from some third party.
People are lining up right now at Somerset with tents buying them.
Well, yeah, because the Apple stores are supposed to start opening again on Friday. So,
where?
Germany was announced for sure. I'm not sure if they're doing it in the U.S. yet.
So actually, I was just talking about this actor on the last show that I was running. But Peter Weller is coming back as RoboCop as a DLC character for Mortal Kombat 11, their new expansion pack that's getting released.
This was live action, or is this? Oh, it's
in the Mortal Kombat video game, but yeah.
I didn't read it, but I thought it was going to be another movie, and I'm like, oh my god, if it was another movie, it'd be awesome.
I'm good with it being in Mortal Kombat. I'll totally get it.
If RoboCop's in Mortal Kombat, I'm buying. I haven't bought Mortal Kombat since like 3 or 4.
I was gonna say 4, maybe.
Right.
So hey, speaking of which, so my nerd project, my geek project that I've been working on, I've been getting all the in the basement and in the storage room. I've had all these old gaming consoles. I've had them forever. I mean, you remember my old basement, and I had them all hooked up and all that stuff, and I never got around to doing it here. So I've been slowly but surely with the new TV that I've got down here, so far I've got the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, the Wii, one of the 2 PS2s, and the Atari 2600.
Yeah, I made fun of you about this. You bought a red-white switch that I did in like 2002 in my condo.
Uh-huh.
And you're not proud of yourself.
Well, no, it's actually it's got to, because dude, you have to go from the claws to this to this other adapter to this other adapter to this other upscaler to actually get it to work on the TV. It's for me, it's been a fun project. Like, it's because I'm loving seeing all the old gaming systems, because like, even with I've got that the arcade game and even the dual booted Xbox that has all the MAMEs and stuff like that in it. It's fun having the old systems up and running again, and it's forcing the kids to play them whenever they bitch about how terrible their lives are. And when I was your age, we had a dot. This is adventure, and we moved the dot around, and that's all we had and then you had fire with the button.
I tried to tell one of the guys that works with me that he's like 24, and I tried to tell him how cool Chopper Command was. we brought up a video of it. He just looks at me like, dude, you're an idiot. I go, this is the greatest. You're a helicopter, dude. You don't get how cool it was. It was like a Defender thing, but you're a helicopter, and it was awesome. By the way, are you? I shot a note out. Did you end up watching Hollywood on Netflix yet?
I did not. I have not watched that yet. I'm not going to lie. I was too busy finishing off The Sopranos again, and then got sucked right back into watching True Blood again.
No, so Hollywood, in my opinion, Randy, you can probably tell me if I'm wrong or not. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best things Netflix has done in like an insanely long time. There's never really been a movie about that era. So it basically picture post-World War II Hollywood, I guess, 1946, 1948. Basically, when Rock Hudson, James Dean, Marlon Brando were all in their like early 20s.
Okay.
Basically, when Gone with the Wind was just winning Best Picture, and it was basically rewritten almost as if that era was today, because it was like the first, like you couldn't be outwardly gay because you would be chastised. You couldn't be. Basically, if you were black, you had to walk through the back door. You couldn't go in through the main entrance, even if you were in a movie.
Yeah, the main driving plot point was a new movie with a black actress as the lead character instead of just as playing one of the help.
Right. So she got her big break, but like it started off as like all the guys working at like a male brothel, which was like a gas station. but like the cinematography, man, it was emotional as hell. It was hilarious. It was everything in between.
And
Like,
and no, Mike, the feet are $700. And Ian, yes, I have cave games for the Atari.
way to go on that one, Dave.
Sorry, I noticed the comments coming in, and I'm trying to be better about paying attention to them.
Yeah, I had a couple friends that recommended or said they liked Hollywood, but I didn't really know what it was about until you messaged me, Bob, and so I binged it that night that you recommended it. Watched the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I thought was maybe it was a little too tied up nice and pretty with a bow, a little bit too much, and they all lived happily ever after.
Well, then they all won Academy Awards except for one, I think, except for the Marlon Brando character. Everybody won and everybody was happy. But like I wanted to hang out at that bar. It was like they went to the Dresden and Hollywood. You know, like it was and the guy that played what's his name, Jim Parsons. Was phenomenal. He was like
from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he was an asshole agent, like a closeted gay asshole agent, and what a great character. Like seriously.
Interesting. Add to the list. I'll definitely give it a watch.
They made him nominal producer of the movie, and then it went to his head, and he started like hiring his own editors to make cuts and.
Right, but then like what's his name? Meathead was like the Rob Reiner was the studio head. But yeah, no, it was pretty phenomenal. Like it was if you haven't caught it yet, I insanely highly recommend it. Oh, and you know what else I watched that was stupid? Couldn't have been stupider. Put it on ESPN on Saturday or Sunday, I forget. I think I texted everyone. And it was Formula One. I love Formula One racing. I like it better than, I don't like NASCAR, but I love Formula One for some reason. And it was video game Formula One. And it was being commentated by like real people, like calling it as if it was a real race, like with British accents, like so-and-so around the bend passes so-and-so and so-and-so takes the lead. And it was like literally, and I'm thinking to myself now, all right, you got a bunch of guys playing the video game, but now you got a guy watching it, calling it like it's real. And you could just sit and watch. You could have watched it for an hour and a half and not known it was fake. I mean, if you blurred your eyes a little bit.
Well, yeah, because I mean, some of those games, the graphics are so ridiculous that you might not know it's not real.
Bo didn't know it was real. I'm like, look at the screen, look at this. She goes, where are they racing? And I go, babe, this is video games. She's like,
I mean, the tip would be when the guy drops the banana and the car behind him spins out. That might have been a giveaway.
See, now, why aren't we there? Why are we not there? Like, why are they doing real NASCAR, real Formula One? Why don't they Mario Kart race? I'd rather watch that. At least it's fun. What's fun about cars going in a circle? Like,
we're making a left turn. Hey, before we keep rolling, so Capital One knows that life doesn't alert you about your credit card. That's why they created Eno, the Capital One assistant that looks out for surprise credit card charges like overtipping, duplicate charges, or potential fraud, and then sends an alert to your phone. And then it helps you even fix them if you need to. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you are not. Capital One, what's in your wallet? See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you, by any chance, read the Reddit AMA that I shot over?
Dude, I made it about halfway down the page, and I was like, oh, my God, this is a train wreck. I can't anymore with this.
I got probably 3/4 of the way through it. Basically, I'm a cruise ship worker currently trapped at sea. Ask me anything. And basically they're working, he's an entertainer on Holland America Line. Basically the ship's been fighting for weeks with the CDC and the US government to let him back in the country. He's a US citizen, but basically he can't, he's not being paid. His internet's not strong enough to file for unemployment. Nobody on board's sick.
Well, I was going to say, so yeah, he's a U.S. citizen, but if it's so he's probably on board a ship that is not U.S. registered.
No, I don't think any of them are, Dave.
No, and so dude, that was my whole thing about like when they were all applying for bailouts and all that crap.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you're not a United States company, GTFO.
So he gets 3 meals a day, basically prison food. He's in a 200.
He gets the Fire Festival food. He's got the cold cheese sandwiches.
Bloody sandwich, yeah. He's got basically 20 hours a day alone in the 200 square foot cabin. The internet, he has to pay if he wants internet. It's $10 a gig, and the connection is shit. And like then one of the questions is, why don't you jump? And he goes, it's incredibly dangerous to jump overboard in a moving ship. If you jump over the side, it's a good chance the current drags you underneath and you die. See, so like they're like, why don't you swim? He's like, dude, you can't. I'm in a cruise ship, like up high.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think especially people that have never been on a cruise ship they don't realize exactly how high up those decks are.
Yeah.
Right. My good days, there are no anxiety attacks and no depressive bouts. Basically, my bad days, I cycle through extreme anger and depression. Like literally still there. It's been a month, I think, or a month and a half.
Now, is this the one that got? Because I know there was one that said and it might not be, but it's probably related. There was one that tried to dock in Italy and they got turned away. And at the last I saw was that one was making its way for the U.S. I mean, is it like just hovering in international waters somewhere, or
this one's getting ready to dock in L.A. I think what is this edit 3 tomorrow? We are docked in L.A. Basically, I think tomorrow is, or maybe it's today's already. Oh yeah, I'm off that damn ship. We docked in LA. They finally let me off. Thank you for your well wishes.
Oh, nice.
After all this mess, they finally finally docked down. But if you want,
and now he's sitting in a quarantine tent for the next 2 weeks.
Probably.
Right.
Because they have all those set up. That poor man. Hopefully the internet's better. Hopefully they got somebody to provide a better wireless signal to the quarantine camp.
Yeah, but I guess like they've got to deal with he doesn't leave the ship because he's got to deal with butthole people. You know. They're talking about some lady approached her drunk on a sports deck, licking her fingers, and she had like a plate from the buffet, and like she's trying to like have him like share off, and she started yelling at him, and she's like, "Why don't you eat it?" You know, like it's like stories like that, like just like that's why he just sits in his room, like.
Oh yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you avoid people at that point? Like yeah. Right. Well, it's like did that ice cream shop that opened up, and and they tried to do the right thing, and they tried to, hey, place your order an hour ahead of time at least, and no, everybody just showed up and walked into the store and wanted to order, and then got mad when, hey, no, you're not wearing masks, no, you didn't place your order ahead of time, get the hell out of the store. And so like people are like yelling and screaming and cursing at this little 17-year-old girl that's working behind the counter. And this is the part that worries me, is as bad as society was before this much people get out, it's going to be Road Warrior. Like it's going to be Mad Max. It's going to be Attack of the Karens is like what it's going to be.
Like I'm pretty much convinced like anyone that yells at anyone in fast food, just like you go F yourself. Like if you're like, you didn't put my ketchup in my bag, you creep. Like just not have ketchup.
There's some comedian that has the shtick about, he's like, my girlfriend got mad at me because apparently I ordered the wrong thing for her at Taco Bell, and like Taco Bell only has 4 ingredients. It's,
right.
It's this, it's meat, it's cheese, whatever. And she said, you ordered me you got me a this, and I wanted a that, and he was like, okay, there.
Right.
Yeah. No, same ingredients, different shape.
I watch these public freakout videos all the time, and it's always something at McDonald's. It's like, there's nothing you could do besides put mushrooms in my Big Mac that would make me say, I hate you. Like, there's absolutely no reason.
Honestly, Bob, let's be real. Even then, you would probably just silently sit there and stew and pick them off and fling them at the windows.
I know. I really stick them to the window. No, under the table, on the window.
Treat Dreams in Midtown reopened today, the ice cream shop, and I'm wondering if they're going to experience the same issues. They're open like 3 to 7, one family at a time. You can pick from the prepackaged flavors. So we'll see.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, dude, I get it. Everybody wants things to be open. Everybody does. Right. Everybody wants to get out of their damn house. Like we're all done. All of us. We're all done.
Here's the dumb part. Did you see the ATM machines? I don't even know what city it was in. There's like 4 ATM machines, and they got the X's.
Did you have to use your PIN number at the ATM machines?
Yeah, the Wile E. Coyote X's on the ground, and it says apparently there's 6. Apparently coronavirus doesn't travel sideways.
Yeah, because they put the guides behind them, but the machines are right next to each other.
Yeah,
right. Because that's what's going to happen. Nobody knows what to do. Like,
thank God the coronavirus, they're like pawns in chess. They only move 1 square forward. They can't go side to side.
Exactly. It's going to end up being like tag, like no reverses.
Yeah, no take backs.
Stupid. Did you see the video of the chick stormtrooper getting arrested?
That's the next thing I was just gonna hit. Yep, go.
Did you watch the video?
I absolutely did.
So there's a place in Canada called the Cocoa Vanilla Galactic Cantina, and it's like a comic.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a strip club.
It probably is. It's probably no. It's like a restaurant apparently, but it's like geek fare. Well, they ended up getting a girl who I wasn't even 20, I don't think, dressed up in stormtrooper cosplay with a blaster, and apparently they got I guess there was a shooting up in Canada, so like people were on guard, I guess, like, and people did.
That guy in Nova Scotia that went on the spree, yeah.
Yeah. So like apparently they got like a bunch of 911 calls, and so like the cops like literally like, and they're like, kneel down, and she's like, I can't, I'm in this suit. It's like, on your knees. She's like, I can't, like physically I can't sit in this thing, let alone kneel in this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what I'm wearing.
It's not fully articulated.
Right. And they basically threw her to the ground, bloody nose, like roughed her up, and like then realized it was all like cosplay or just like to promote the place. And like the girl was like, was she 17 also?
I thought she was 16 if I recall correctly.
Right. And then there's a $1,200 costume. They're screaming at her. She's like, you can't even sit when you wear it. The guy was losing money, so he tried to drum up some business.
Yeah, just do something. Yeah.
He probably got more notoriety now as being that place with that stormtrooper.
Right. Well, and so, just from the sci-fi realm, they went ahead and released the Metalhead, the little dog from Black Mirror. I think it was season 4, if I recall correctly, maybe 5. I think it was 4. The little dog-looking robot that had like a gun on its head and just like chased everybody around and killed them. Yeah, they're out. They're real.
The Boston Scientific dog.
Yep.
It's stupid.
Spot.
So I didn't think this was real, and I checked, and sure as shit, it's real. The Boston Scientific dog. It's called Spot. If you want to look at it on YouTube, it's Spot Robot patrolling. How do you pronounce it? Bishan-Ang. It's in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Ko Park. And it's basically, they took this damn Boston Scientific dog, and it's running around the park reminding people to social distance. Are you kidding me? You couldn't have hired some 72-year-old retiree from the Navy to like just, excuse me, fine folks, could you see? So you can't do that. You had to have a goddamn
You had to start the Terminator prequel. Yeah,
it's currently broadcasting a message saying, make sure you're social distancing, but it does have cameras, so they could potentially be using this footage in the future to
put a GoPro on the old man's head. Like what? You couldn't. I mean, enough people are unemployed now. You couldn't hire a kid to go do that. Like, I don't get it.
Like I said, as a species, we are not going to be satisfied until we have killed ourselves. That's how it goes.
You're not going to tell the dog to go F itself, because God knows if it's got a gun, like some shit comes out of its back.
Dude, you see that thing walk up on you? Dude, you tell me to like lay down and take my pants off and show my ass to a camera? Sure. Okay. Good doggy. Cool. Yeah.
That's the running joke on Michigan Quarantine Chugs, the Facebook group. Everything is like, show me your butthole. It's like the meme on it's like a girl with a bottle of Jack Daniels and it's 3 down. Show me your butthole. Like,
I was in that group for like a day and left. It was ridiculous.
It's phenomenal. It's such a good read. That's the only thing I'm so sick of all you assholes with the politics. Stop it. The only thing that makes me laugh is people getting shit-faced and chugging fists of Jack Daniels in the shower.
Yeah, because a lot of them are shower drinks. The other Star Wars one, Boba Fett.
No, it's not Boba Fett. It's Jango Fett.
It's Jango Fett. Well, that was the article. The headline said Boba Fett, but it was really Jango Fett.
Well, it's the Boba character with the Jango actor. Yeah, because clones.
What's the kid doing now? Why don't they have the kid? What did he turn out to be, some cokehead maniac?
He doesn't look like Jango though, grown up, because he's not the
Jango
Jango
actor. He looked just like him, little kid.
But not grown up.
Now that he's grown up.
He's hanging out with the kid from episode 1, like going on meth benders across Utah. I don't know.
Boba Fett's going to be like 65 years old. How old is this guy, the Jango guy?
Well, but so think about it in context. They should be, because like like just looking at like the Clone Wars, they had, the clones had aged that had still survived, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you're talking after Jedi, in fact, some time after Jedi, and so Boba Fett should be old. I mean, look at Han and everybody else in the last 3 movies.
But like, if you want me to be excited about Mandalorian 2, like just saying Boba Fett's gonna be in it, and I'm like,
honestly, we can nerd debate about that. I'm more excited about Ahsoka Tano being in it. She was just like such a great character coming out of Clone Wars and Rebels that I'm totally nerded out that's going to see like a live screen thing.
Oh my God! So me and my wife, I was flipping around YouTube, and they had from Sideshow Collectibles. It was a life-size Boba Fett. There's a video of these 2 guys putting it together, and my wife's like, "What is that thing, like $1,000?" And I'm like, "Babe, if it was $1,000, it'd be en route to my house.
It'd be in the basement already."
Yeah. I go, "Where would you put it?" I go, "Downstairs, front door." I'd put it in the right. Yeah.
It'd be on the front porch, just welcoming people with a cam on it, so nobody steals it.
So I just Googled it. I go,
$8,500.
You ruined my
Sorry.
Big reveal, Randy. No, so she goes, "How much you think?" I go, "It's not $1,000." I go, "Babe, it's probably like $7,000." And yeah, sure as shit, it's $8,400. But this thing's galore. It's like 8 or 9 boxes of stuff, and it looks really good.
I mean, that's cool. Like I've always said, if I decided I'm going to get any dumber with stuff down here in the basement, I'm going to get the Boba Fett. I'm going to get not the Boba Fett, the Han Solo and Carbonite set up for the fridge.
You can just buy the fridge. It's like a couple of $grand.
Yeah. Well, but you can also get basically the insert that slaps onto the front of your fridge,
yeah.
And you can do it. Yeah.
Gonna put that next to your funeral home organ.
Dude, so this is hands down one of the funniest goddamn things that came across the internet to me today.
It's not funny.
Okay, no, it's okay. There's funny, haha, and then there's hey, this milk smells funny. So this is funny either way you want to look at it. There's a funeral home in Hamtramck that's closing down, and
my wife just texted me that no, you're not buying it. She heard me from downstairs.
Nice.
And so and it's and like when I shared it with you guys, I was like, hey, have you ever looked around a funeral home and said to yourself, God, that would look really good in my house? No, neither have I. Because I mean, it's all like the typical chairs and couches and kneelers and all that stuff that you find in a funeral home. But what set me back in particular, like there's that Hammond organ that I might have to have. That might have to be a thing.
Go buy a goddamn new one.
But the two listings, one, the box full, and when I say box full, I don't mean a small box. I mean a decent sized cardboard box full of baby dolls. That
so creepy.
I don't really know why they were there. There had to have been at least 20.
The 1960s ones, like
like they're really like creeperific ones, and then a bunch of Playboys. Like just like hundreds of Playboys. And I'm like, you know what? I've been to a lot of funeral homes in my life. Not once have I ever seen a Playboy in a funeral home. Ever.
And they're selling them for $2.50 a piece.
Yeah.
At that point, just take them to a goddamn flea market. They always have the used porn shop there.
Just leave them in the little free library thing outside of Detroit Shipping Company.
I like how you call it used porn instead of previously owned porn.
It's been used. It's
totally used. But to think I'm gonna buy that goddamn pink couch in the lobby of a funeral home that's been there since 1972. You're out of your effing mind.
Well, once you steam clean it probably won't be pink anymore. It'll be like bright red or deep violet or.
The scary thing is, I know people. You know what? I got to send it to 2 people. He drives a effing hearse around town. Like everyone, there's BR.
Oh, he might buy it out. Yeah.
I was gonna say he would be one to like, oh yeah, I need that couch. I need that whatever. I need that painting, and like brag that it came from a funeral home. But like
you know who would have bought everything on that? Pants.
You would have bought like one painting or like something, or like one of the
just to have that conversation piece. He totally would have bought something.
See, now here's what I don't get. Like, are they they went out of business. They owe debt, obviously, but like that shit's been there since the 70s.
Oh, easily,
Like
dude. Looking at that,
you think,
that might be, you might be being generous by saying the 70s.
oh, like that, yeah, that's back when
This is
like there was actually
old.
that's back when there was actually Polish clubs in Hamtramck back that far back.
Right.
But
Well, I'm trying to figure out like I have so many questions. Like, how does a funeral home close? Like, people keep dying. Like it's not like that's that's not
always going to be an in-demand business. Yeah.
I've never heard of one closing. All the ones that I've ever been around in my life,
yeah,
are
unless there was
still
some
around.
sort of scandal associated with them. Like that's
Because, they're in debt. They lost money in the track. They got a bookie.
Yeah.
They did, because this tells me they owe money, and if they've been around since the 60s or whatever.
Yeah. So like I said, I have questions. It's a thing.
Go through it, because like the shit isn't even expensive. It's like that the organ was like $400.
Well, that's the thing. Like, dude, those are like $5.
August says he retired. That's why he's closing it.
Why is he selling all that stuff? Like, donate it or
like
something.
No kids. Nobody wants to take over the business. Nobody, man.
I can't imagine it's a popular or in-demand business.
Still want to know where all the Playboys came from. Still.
There was a guy in Auburn Hills when I first moved in. I moved in 2006, and it was Stan's Dugout in Muldoon's.
Okay.
Like the only bars around here. Then there was like a nice restaurant, and the guy who just when Duffy's opened up, he was old man. And imagine what if you introduce yourself as the Undertaker or an Undertaker, like what he would look like.
Right.
So he would go to every single girl in the bar, and basically go, "Yeah, I work down the street. I'm the Undertaker." 3 lines later, "You want to see my wiener?" Like, and it never failed. Like every night, like. It got to the point where we had to have him banned from every bar and like thrown out. And he's like maybe in his 70s. And we used to always joke like, why don't you just give him a good little put little tickle,
Insert joke about working with stiffs here.
Yeah. But like it reinforced every stereotype I had about people that work in funeral homes. It's just like, and now you can own a piece. I'd love to see them do a commercial. And now you can own a piece of history. Wouldn't you like to sit on the pink couch that over 18,000 people mourning their loss
have cried and farted on? That's
right.
That's
yeah.
Cigarette smoke for years.
Oh my God! Yeah, imagine how much smoke is trapped in that furniture.
Right. Like 1/20th of the life has been in a non-smoking facility. The rest of the time.
So the one that I keep waffling back and forth on this one. Like, I can't figure out if I feel bad for them or not. All the people that like leverage themselves to the hilt, getting Airbnb properties or getting properties and then putting them out on Airbnb, and now they're completely screwed. Because they've not only did they have they haven't had any listings, but the stuff they had booked canceled. Airbnb overrode whatever cancellation policies they had and basically fully refunded everybody, and yada yada yada. There was part of the story was a couple here, in Southeast Michigan, that bought a couple properties up north, and that's what they were doing with it. They were, Airbnb-ing them out and that kind of stuff. And I get it, but like, there's a reason why they're called investment properties for a reason, and investments carry risk. Like, that's how that works.
Like a lot of risk.
And nobody saw, and I get it, like nobody saw this coming, and this is a completely unforeseen set of circumstances. But like I said, I'm torn as to whether or not I feel bad or not for him.
No, I don't. And these people are belly aching to the media. Like, it's kind of like saying, hey, I bought like this rental. I bought a strip mall, and now I can't do it because everything's shut down. And I'm gonna be like, you're in a situation where you can buy something like that, and you're gonna bellyache because you can't utilize rent. Wait 3 months like the rest of us, for crying out loud, and pay your rent, and then book it again. Like, for crying out loud, like that's not something to bellyache about. As many people as are filing unemployment have to go to food banks and wait for 3 hours.
Dude, and literally, what is it? 21% of Michigan has now filed for unemployment.
Yes, those people want to bellyache. You got the floor. Like, you're good. Like, this is like you got to rank people. Like, when you're in a situation like something like this.
The 4 homes that I own as
right.
Airbnbs are
Yeah.
not able to be utilized at this time.
Was it Bernie Sanders that was behind? That was right. That wrote this article. I went there. I gotta listen to all your crap all day. I get one line. That's it.
You're allowed. You get a pass.
After I was gonna yell at you the other day. I'm like, stop it with the politics. I hate you. But I get it. Though. What else are you gonna do? There's no sports on.
Well, and honestly, dude, every now and then I do it just because I'm bored, and I just want to.
I can tell. I was gonna call you out on it too. I'm like, this reminds me of like 2002 message boards. Like, I just want to rile people up. Oh, look at him go! Look at him go!
Put him up! Put him up!
You'd think people would learn. That's why I don't even bother. Like, here's the thing. Like, I could put out, like, here's a scientific paper written by Lord Jesus Christ, and it goes against the way you think, and you're going to say that's fake, that's bullshit. Like, and then I'm going to say, no, you're bullshit, and then I hate you, and then I'm going
to. I love the guy on Twitter that said something about how, oh my God, the coronavirus, it absolutely, like, this mirrors the events of The Stand and yada yada yada. And Stephen King replied, and because he was like, well, actually no, because Captain Trips was a lot more virulent and actually had a really high mortality rate and yada yada yada. And the guy replies to Stephen King and is like, dude, do you even know what you're talking about? Like, have you even read this book? Like, what's
wow.
That guy doesn't know the first thing about Kurt Vonnegut. Like,
I love when people are oblivious to who they're talking to on Twitter, like the NASA intern who got fired because she swore at Homer Hickman on Twitter.
Oh my God, no, because she swore.
Yeah.
And then he was, hey, you might want to watch your language, young lady. And she's like, well, I'm working at NASA. Who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm the chair of the admissions committee for interns at NASA.
Oh yeah, well you're bullshit. I mean, that's
how do you apply to NASA and not know who Homer Hickman is? Like, there's a freaking movie about him and everything.
I have no idea who Homer Hickman is.
You've never seen October Sky?
No.
And he's also never applying to NASA.
I've never seen Armageddon. I've never seen the what's the one on the shuttle?
As much as we mock Armageddon, you've never seen Armageddon.
I've never sat through that piece of shit. I know the one they're gonna land, so I didn't watch that one. Like I didn't sit through Titanic because I know the boat effing sinks. Like I don't just.
Whereas I never watched Titanic out of spite, just because it replaced Star Wars as the #1 box office movie at the time.
I never watched Titanic because it's 4.5 hours long.
Oh, and Celine Dion. Let's be honest.
That really
decent song.
So I didn't open it because I wanted it to be a surprise. But the Insider.com put the 17 best sci-fi movies.
Oh, that's right. I want to pull this list up because I want to talk through this.
According to fans, which is
well, and which fans?
Right. That's a bad start when you talk about by fans. So
fan base sucks. Fan base always sucks. They're not a good judge of movies.
So basically, yeah, ranged from 2001: Space Odyssey to Alien to Spider-Man. I don't really. Do you consider Spider-Man sci-fi? I'm already leery. It is.
How is it not sci-fi?
It's not. You're sci-fi if that's sci-fi. But basically, what order does this go in, Dave? Was Spider-Man 17th?
They're not numbered, so
yeah, it was just kind of random. Okay, I got this pulled up.
Alien all day.
I'm a huge fan of Into the Spider-Verse. It's a great movie.
Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, so it wasn't just Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which gets into the whole multiverse concept and all that stuff. So I'll give them a pass. Like that's not bad.
That's the only one, and I'm fine with that too. Yeah, because it did bridge that. It wasn't like but Alien, yeah, all day. That's
hands down, all day, every day. Alien is the one that still to this day, like it's. So I've always tried to explain like the difference in horror genres to me, and it always comes down to Alien versus Aliens, because Alien was very psychological. It's mental. It's like most of it's in your head with a couple of jump scares every now and then, for a fact. Whereas Aliens is all like splatter, gore, blood flying everywhere, all that kind of stuff. So like to me, those are like two different genres even within horror.
Well, the fact that it's a sci-fi and it's a horror movie, like how often has that been done? I can't think of in that whole list of like all the, like Star Wars isn't a horror movie. The fact that Alien kind of bridged both, I don't know, kind of sweet.
I've never seen
Of
Alien.
Of
I've
course,
never
then
seen
you have
any of the
Star Wars.
Alien series.
Oh, you should absolutely, dude. You should absolutely watch the original.
Oh yeah.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
Oh yeah. Star Wars Episode 4, yeah, all day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode
Followed
5,
by Episode 5.
Empire. Back to the Future all day. I introduced my kids to that this week.
Except for the time travel paradox and why does my kid look exactly like that guy I made out with?
How does exactly? How does my mom not know that I wanted to bang my kid?
Dude, Inception.
I didn't really get into this movie.
And so I think Inception has the same issue that you had with Westworld this last season of Westworld, Randy. Like it tried too hard to be smart.
Yeah.
Like it tried really, really hard to be the smartest person in the room.
You know which movie that I liked that's underrated that no one talks about, but I thought it was phenomenal? It's the Timberlake, and they have the time. And they have it on their arms,
Yeah.
In Time or
In Time, is it? Yeah, like everyone's 27 years old or whatever. And then basically you can be, you can live for 10 minutes, you can live for 1,000 years.
And time is the currency, so you can give your life time to others or whatever.
Well, except they didn't have two-factor authentication, so all you had to do was come up to punch you in the gut and then twist your arm, and they take all your
Right.
I thought it was stupid.
The Thing, the old John Carpenter movie, again. So that's another horror sci-fi flick for sure.
That's sci-fi though.
I mean, premise is alien from outer space.
Yeah, but it's more a monster movie. I don't know. Than it is.
Those are all sci-fi too, though.
Yeah, Godzilla's sci-fi. Yeah, I guess it is.
So this one I have not seen, and I might have to check it out. Children of Men, a dystopian sci-fi thriller. I've
never heard of it either. Never seen it.
When a group of revolutionaries discover the only pregnant woman in the world, they fight to transport her to safety.
I think I watched this at 4 a.m. drunk once or something because it looks familiar as hell. Yeah, I don't know though.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So
I keep thinking I've seen this one, but it's always
I've
something else that I've seen instead. And
and honestly, a couple of these have been kind of revamped or rebooted as Black Mirror episodes. The whole point of you can use technology to erase past relationships and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, to me, it was almost more. I mean, I guess to your point of what genre is it, Bob? To me, that was almost more of a rom-com than it was a sci-fi movie. And then okay, so here's the other one that we were talking about, Aliens.
Well, I didn't see the last one because Kate Winslet was in it. That's probably why I didn't
Yeah, so I mean, Aliens. I mean, I feel like I already kind of talked about this. To me, it's that difference in the horror genre of do you like a splatterfest or do you like it psychological?
Yeah, both of them though, legit, all day.
Mm-hmm.
The one I'm not gonna argue about this one, but the one I don't get is, I love me some Stanley Kubrick. I think he's one of the most brilliant movie writers, directors of our time.
Well, I mean, according to you, he faked the moon landing. So
totally did. He was part of it. That's what. Well, he used all the leftover shit for 2001: Space Odyssey. That's why. Well, this is more. This is even a question of horror versus sci-fi versus whatever rom-com. This is mushrooms versus pot. What drug are you gonna watch while you watch? This is a hard watch. Have you ever sat through this thing front to back?
I've watched.
I've never seen it.
I can't tell you how many times, dude.
It's such a hard watch. In my opinion,
to me, this is. To me, this is almost when I go back and watch it now. It's almost like going back and watching Tron and watching stuff like that. It is. Although I will say, in a lot of ways, I prefer 2010. But 2001, I mean, just as the original is, yeah. I mean, they did so many things that had never been seen before. It was just phenomenal.
I mean, literally, it's one of the weirdest movies I'll ever see or ever will see. Seriously, that guy was doing so many mushrooms when he put this thing out.
Of course he did.
There's no way. People are looking at him going, just work with me. And he's completely seeing kaleidoscopes.
Just take one of these and then go read your lines.
Right. Terminator 2.
I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting. So I'm trying to remember. Scrolling down quick. I was surprised that T2 was here on the list, as opposed to Terminator. Because
T2 is the better one all day.
Well, because it's the whole sending your dad back to bang your mom.
Right. Yeah. Nobody wants to get into that.
Yeah,
Well, and
exactly.
the polymagnetic alloy, liquid metal.
No, T2 was a better movie though. I think that 84 was a tough year for. I think the technology. Like you're going to do a movie in '97, you're going to get better technology. Except the Terminator movies now suck, but whatever.
Yeah.
Is this even sci-fi?
See, I had a really hard time with I don't know that I put A Clockwork Orange in sci-fi.
God no.
It's they say it's a sci-fi crime drama just because it's set in a dystopian future, but
And he's a criminal, but that doesn't make it a crime drama.
Yeah,
that's like saying 79 Mad Max is sci-fi. Like that's just Australia. Like that's not. You know what I mean? Like Clockwork Orange. No, I poo-poo this list for Clockwork.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I'm skipping on that one. Iron Giant is especially from an animation perspective is so good.
Great movie.
Yeah.
If my buddy's not on this list,
and this is the only animated one on the list too.
Yeah.
There's a 1927 silent movie that no one's seen.
Dude, I've absolutely seen this. Metropolis. This is one of those ones where if you ever hung out with any film nerds in your life, odds are good they were going to force you to watch this. And I mean, for a silent film, it really wasn't bad. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I think they went too far with this post-apocalypse thing because the movie Stalker, it's a post-apocalyptic world, alien wasteland. I've never seen the Stalker.
I don't know this movie.
Heard of it? 1972 Solaris, a space station where nearby planet's water brings out people's repressed obsessions.
Yeah, no. See, and that's the thing. Dude, I would have gone with Omega Man. I would have gone with
Flash Gordon, kiss my ass.
Flash Gordon. Yeah, I mean, there were so many others that could have made that list that should have. Yeah,
I would have put maybe Snowpiercer on here instead of one. The last survivors on the planet live on a train that just circles the Earth. Chris Evans.
I love Ready Player One.
that was so good.
How is Tron and Ready Player One not a part of this list? Do they just make this shit so assholes like us read it and then
talk about it and and then link to it and other people go read it and
they didn't really.
So Randy, no links go out about this article.
This is all based on Letterboxd's ratings, a social network called Letterboxd about movies.
But speaking of Flash Gordon, that was the big news that came out that it's getting a 4K re-release in August.
See, now, if you talk to does anyone really know that his voice was dubbed over because he was a butthole?
No.
It was always a rumor. Then it finally came out during that one documentary that he didn't do the reshoots because he was such a prima donna asshole that they.
Which is why you never saw him again.
Right. Right. I think it was the Where's Sam Jones or whatever that documentary was. But yeah, they're coming out with a 4K, but you wonder is it's going to use that. Oh my God, this is the funny thing too. Did I talk about this last week?
Well, I mean, they said that there's a 5-disc set. I mean, one of those discs has to have that on it. Why wouldn't
the original? Yeah.
Yeah.
My kid watches Peppa Pig all day. My 6-year-old, and the Grandpa Pig is Hawkman from Black Gordon. I sit here while I'm working and I hear him talking.
Are they making new episodes, or are they the same episodes that my kids watched when they were 6?
I'm sure it's the same show. Yeah, I can displace the genres. That's clearly a new version of Peppa Pig. Oh no, dude!
I don't know what you know.
Not that. I got room for that shit in my head. It's clogged up with enough junk.
So we've been talking about how people can't go out to eat. Everybody's cooking at home. This story surprised me for sure because, well, the story is Ina Garten's website crashed because so many people went to there to get Emily Blunt's recipe for roasted potatoes. I don't understand this because this is a 2-year-old recipe that aired on her show on Food Network way back when and has been available on the Food Network for years. So I don't know why
there's
people,
like 73 roasted potato recipes on
Yeah.
YouTube right now.
Yeah. I mean, this one's got some good ideas, but it's nothing special.
We made some iconic New York diner coffee cake from like a 1950s recipe.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, because every place is releasing their recipes now.
Yeah, and it's funny because like didn't someone came up with something stupid like McDonald's came up with like the Big Mac sauce. Like we freaking Thousand Island dressing.
Thousand Island mayo, we all know. Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
Well, there's mayo in Thousand Island.
Yeah, the Colonel's chicken grease salt. That's KFC. Yeah, we know.
Right, exactly. But like, what kind of website was it on? Some like shit ass like Squarespace website? Why did it crash it?
It just so many people. She has 2.5 million Instagram followers. She posted about it, and people went to her website, and so many people went that it crashed. I'm not sure who hosts it, but it's since been resolved. But like I said, it surprised me because it's a 2-year-old recipe that's already been on the Food Network website for that long. So
I don't get it. Like that stuff. Yeah, no, this stuff has been there. Like that's the thing. Everybody's cooking for themselves now. Oh my God. Speaking
Dude, I've been cooking a lot more, and honestly, like I've been loving it. I mean, that's one of the things like my daughter and I are bonding over is like all the cooking we're doing and that kind of stuff.
I'm eating good. I think I'm gaining all the weight back from the cookies. My kids are like just making cookies every day.
Oh yeah, you've said you've got cupcake wars going on in your house every day.
Yeah. The sweetest thing on Mother's Day, Annie, like Bo's downstairs, Bo's my wife, and then Annie's my 6-year-old, and she grabs one of the TV trays or like one of the the serving trays, the nice ones, and has a glass of water and a Pop-Tart on it and wants to serve like breakfast in bed. And I'm like, just act like it's the most amazing thing you've ever eaten in your life. Like, why do we have Pop-Tarts in this house? Like, that's what, whatever.
Because good. Everyone has, dude, why would you not have Pop-Tarts in your house? Pop-Tarts are amazing.
Not the pretzel ones, though. Those are like, that's.
Dude, who decided that needed to be a thing? Pretzel Pop-Tarts are a thing, Randy. Go ahead. I don't know who decided.
I'm a frosted strawberry person myself.
Strawberry, blueberry, brown sugar, cinnamon. I'm good.
I can't do the brown sugar cinnamon. I can't do it. Wow, those are definitely a thing.
I will say so. Hey, just from places that are available local for pickup. So I left the house and I made my way downtown to go to Detroit City Distillery to grab this amazing barrel strength bourbon.
Wow, it's got to be pretty good if you're already halfway through it.
Dude, well, that's a couple days. Like that's since because I got it last Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
I can't. It's 120 proof, and I think that might be a lie because that stuff is strong.
What's barrel strength bourbon?
So typically it can only be 80 proof upon release.
Okay.
And barrel strength is like anything like it's like they're not going through an additional filtration process to remove the alcohol to drop it down to normal distribution proof.
Okay, so they're not watering it down. All right.
Right. Yeah. So, but why? I mean, it is good, and I know Randy and I had a whole debate going on in one of the chats that we're in because he doesn't, not necessarily a fan of some of the stuff they do, and I'm like, okay, trust me, like if it's bad, I'm gonna rail about it. No, it's good. It is so good.
See, like you're gonna post it on Michigan quarantine chugs.
I could never, dude. If I chugged, I'd be dead.
Like their last special release was that Punchki vodka, and that was just awful.
That was terrible. That was
if you were part of the group though, our friend Ross basically was shirtless.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Did you see that video?
Of course I did.
Oh, it basically shirtless, and his girlfriend kicks him in the gut and gives him a stone cold stunner while he's chugging 2 beers.
And let's be real, he's not a small man.
No, that's and the funny thing is I didn't even realize he has a 6-pack of cans tattooed to his ginormous belly.
You've never seen that before?
No.
Oh, dude, that's like come out in the ring before when he's been doing XI stuff.
Maybe I put it and suppressed
blacked it out.
Yeah. But like that thing got like mad, like 1,000 likes or something. He's all happy. He's like, yeah.
Of course. But hey, so I guess on stories aside and all that shit, like how you guys doing? Like everybody good? Everybody maintaining their sanity. Like, I know I've had my touch and go moments with stuff over the course of this.
No.
Again, introverts, put down your book, check on your extroverted friends. We are not okay.
No, I got a very, 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 very close friend that's checking himself into rehab, been drinking a lot, like more than you should. So the hospital finally opened up, so I get to go have my procedure this Thursday. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I mean, but we can laugh about all this shit.
That hemorrhoid treatment you've been waiting on for 2 years. That's good. I'm glad you're finally getting those removed. Yeah.
I just put on cold aluminum seats. That's the funniest. Randy, have you ever seen me do that? If you ever, like, when we sit outside or something, like Dave goes out for a smoke, I always sit down, like if there's like a planter or something, or like a bag, and I'm like, oh my God, this is doing wonders for my hemorrhoids, and the looks I get is absolutely amazing.
Nice.
This is so nice and cool and soothing.
I know, like, oh my God, bro, if you got hemorrhoids, you got to sit down on this. This is amazing. They're like, they look at you like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Nice.
Is he joking? I don't know.
Is this like, am I supposed to laugh at this? Am I? Yeah.
It's one of those few things you can, joking about anal polyps is no laughing matter.
Wow.
Randy, how you holding up, man?
Fairly well. I'm still not 100% used to this 100% work from home thing. So,
yeah, same.
Like,
I mean, the good thing, I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm really there's 30 of us on the server storage cloud team that are like, we all sit in the same Teams chat all day. Then I have my team. Then I have my team, so I have a sub chat. But like, it goes, if you want to talk to somebody, like, you can either Teams video me or like chat, or like, I mean, literally we're talking from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. nonstop, because there's always shit going on at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Today we were arguing rap music, and my 24-year-old Padawan learner wants to put Kendrick Lamar in the top 10 rappers of all time, and I booted him to the curb.
Hopefully you've muted him for the next day as punishment.
I started just throwing YouTube links. I'm like, come back when you listen to this shit, and then you book, like, you don't even know who half these people are. But at least he doesn't like mumble rap. So yeah. So, but I mean, that's kept a lot of us sane. Is there's always, I rolled out like 4 or 5 projects so far, and those are, some of them were Herculean. So I mean, when you got stuff going on all day, and then my family's here, you know what I'm saying? Just, and we don't yell in the house. It's everybody's kind of chill. Even though I got 2 teenage daughters, everybody's cool in the house. So I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. That's why I don't bitch about my knee. 'Cause what am I going to bitch about? You know what I mean? There's people dealing with a lot worse shit.
Your 4 investment properties that you can no longer Airbnb.
File a loss this year and get over yourself.
Right. Just be done with it. Yeah, no, I mean, it's been interesting. I have I think the Zoom chats that I have with folks, every couple days, definitely helping, just keep stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's probably, I've gone from 1 night a week where I go a little overboard to maybe 2 nights a week where I go a little overboard. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, these are weird times, and I look at it like, you know what, you cope however you have to cope, and then we'll worry about all this nonsense on the other side.
Right.
I mean, I've been actually read. I'm looking at online classes. Like there's if you're really bored, there's so much. Like my kid was like, I'm bored, sick of playing video games. I'm like, go learn a language. Like you have to.
Dude, like that iMovie thing that Mark threw together. That was freaking amazing.
It was awesome. It's like, that's what happens. Like, you're going through old pictures. You were laughing about like old shit we found. Me with blonde hair and
right.
Garbage.
That's hence the video games. I mean, that's it's a project to keep me doing something and keep me
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Battlefield and I already got bored of that. You know what I mean? Wrestling sucks, by the way. Speaking of watching NASCAR on ESPN, yesterday they had the Money in the Bank match. And they actually had it in the headquarter building, which is like a 15, 16-story building.
Okay.
And two people got thrown off the building. Like literally got thrown off. Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black got thrown off the building from King Corbin.
Okay.
So now the whole internet's going, okay, they're kayfabe dead. So how do you bring them back like the Undertaker? Like how do you fake
How do
out
you
and they survive this?
nobody's watching, but yeah, how do you recover
Right.
from that?
I'm sure they landed on stunt, like whatever they
Oh yeah,
set
the
up.
big
But like,
giant balloons they set up. Yeah.
next Monday, Rey Mysterio, hi everybody. They're like, wait a minute, you just got thrown off a building. So I guess some people said it was entertaining. I couldn't sit through it. I tried for like a half an hour. Like,
Dude, that's the thing.
like
Go ahead.
wrestling's at least trying. Like that's the only thing that's on like live television every week. All the sports are gone. But God, is it so hard? I'm like, what? Bring in the ring crew or someone to sit like every
Or
four
the other
seats
wrestlers.
and and yell boo. Like I'm something. Like it's so quiet.
Well, and that's why you look at God. I mean, like the NHL is talking about coming back and jumping right straight into playoffs, but doing them differently than they've done before. And so like I don't. And football, what are they going to do? And basket, I don't.
July seems like the date. Premier already announced. Bundesliga already announced. So like Europe, soccer's already coming. Like they're throwing July out. So now they're doing with baseball, toying around with the July date.
Well, but I mean, Europe's ahead of us on this bell curve. I mean, that's Europe. This nonsense. I mean, it seems, and they were also more, strict and severe about shit in most cases. So I mean, that I guess
some weren't.
So yeah, well, yeah, but okay, Germany. Yeah, you're talking about Germany, not say Sweden.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I mean, it is. It's going to be interesting to see because that was the point that you brought up not too long ago was that whole George Bush throwing out the opening pitch at that first game after 9/11. Was like a huge moment. And part of the reason why it was a huge moment was because of the crowd there and because of, the reaction and everything that was going on. And I don't
care what political party you were, you had a tear in your eye. And
I mean, that was a huge moment.
You had a tear in your eye for George Bush and you know it. You don't even think
he'll never admit it.
I know he would. His grave would never admit it.
He will go to his grave denying that one. But no, I mean it is. I mean I do like I get like it's like I mean me. I'm not a huge sports ball guy. But I mean I get how important that I mean that's religion to a lot of people.
But it brings people together.
Yeah. Well, but
the one I'm watching documentary. I'm watching a lot of stuff on like old sports stuff. That's the best thing going on right now is like watching the Chicago Bulls documentary with the bad boys.
Right.
All the stories coming out and everybody's talking about now again, which is phenomenal. I can watch that crap all day.
Which I love the meme reaction where it's like, the bad boys and they're like, yay, 30 years later, we're still in their heads.
Oh yeah, totally are. Screw you, Chicago. You suck. Your Italian beef and pizza is really good, but your sports team suck. But here's the thing:
pillows, but screw the Bulls.
The one thing that I love about sports is like if you're only defined by the cities that you're in. Basically, I don't care what race you are, what religion you are, what sexuality you are, what anything you are. Like we're all rooting for the Tigers, man. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the one commonality that brings it's the one thing that can possibly like nothing divides us except if you're in Chicago and you're Bulls and Sox
or New York, Mets or Yankees or
Yankees. But other than that, like we're all in this together. You know what I mean? Like we're all So anyway, say what you want about sports, but like that's the one thing that can unify. But if you look at like like World Cup, unifying countries, like we're did it for hockey, the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like humanity, or we need that. Like competition and something just to bring us. I'm so sick of politics, man. I'm so sick of shit that divides us and like oh my team better, your team's stupid. Like enough, man. Like. Just give me some. You're laughing because you're part of the problem, Dave. But just it's like put some goddamn baseball on TV. That's not 20 years old. Let me root for the home team. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It's just good. It's good for people, regardless if you like it or not.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. You're not going to get any disagreement out of me on that one at all. I mean, because like I said, I get it. It's religion. Well, dude, and what a hockey nut I was. Before the last lockout happened. I mean, I lived, slept, ate, and breathed NHL hockey. Not just the Wings. I mean, I was all over the map with it, and I kind of miss having that connection to something.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I'm jokingly saying all the Chicago sports teams suck, but I'll go. No, it's not August. Your team's not better. He just texted. Even like I'll still go to Chicago and throw down in their town. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going to set up a rally and be all angry and protest and hold up signs going, Chicago teams are stupid. You know what I mean? Like it's good hearted. It's not angry. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the other arguments, everyone's angry. And it's like, saying, Notre Dame sucks. Like I'm not angry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's good hearted adult, fun. Anyway, if July's the date though, man, I'll seriously, I'll look forward to it. I guess they were talking. A lot of people are because I bought season tickets for DCFC before COVID, and like everybody's giving their money back or saying I don't want a refund. I'm in that boat too. I don't want a refund. Build on it for next year. But
roll it forward.
Yeah. But like that's also the cheapest ticket in town, right?
Yeah.
It's cheaper than one Lions game. I can get entire season tickets for like actually quality soccer.
Yep.
So like if you want to come back in July, you want to come back in August, whatever, just come back, please, for the love of God, for the sanity of all of us. Like just, have you got like one thing? I'm jumping around a little bit, but I went over to my mom's and my mother-in-law's on Sunday just to do the drive-by, beep the horn. They came out, we waved and said, we left some flowers on the porch. There was a lot of people out. Like I was really surprised on the side roads, not on the highways. There was no one.
Dude, like I said, when I drove down to DCD, I was floored by the number of people that were on the roads, and B, dude, if that's how people are driving on 94 now, I can't even imagine what 696 is like, because 696 has always been the Autobahn of Michigan.
Yeah.
And people were driving on 94, which has a 55 mile an hour speed limit, mind you. I was doing 75 in the middle lane, just keeping up with the cars around me and getting blown by like I was parked.
Did I talk to you about M59? So I live, maybe a quarter mile from M59. Yep. There's woods, and then there's 59, maybe a quarter mile. I'll get woken up once a night.
Oh, yeah. The motorcycles. Yeah, you mentioned this last week.
There's a stretch from Pontiac, which starts around the Silverdome, around Updike, and it ends around Adams Road, where the Meyer is.
Yep.
You can go, it's straight away, like all the way through Crooks. But the problem is, between Adams and Crooks, there's always a Oakland County Sheriff.
Yeah.
From Adams to Pontiac, there's not really anyone ever patrolling. So it's loud what they're doing out there. Like they're freaking drag racing. They must be hitting. I've taken my car fastest I've ever went was 180 miles an hour in Germany, and like these cars or whatever motorcycles have to be doing 150, 160. Like,
wow.
I don't doubt it.
The way those engines are running, like you can hear it. Like it's insane, and it's happening all day. But you know what's going on now? Here's what I find out today. The kids all think it's cute to go steal street signs. So a bunch of little 14 and 15-year-olds in the neighborhood went out at 4 a.m. and went with a bolt, with a ratchet, took a dead end sign. So guess what those kids are doing today? Luckily, my daughter wasn't involved, but she went out. She left the house. I'm like, are you like? So this house has been World War III.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Like the kids are like, you go, can I go help so and so put the sign back up? I go, did you take it down? She goes, nope. I go, then you sit your ass in the house and you're basically grounded. But like the kids are starting to go stir crazy. Like the Zoom meetings are only good so much.
Yeah.
My middle daughter, the soccer coach, is making her run 1.5 miles a day. So,
I just had a conversation today with the principal at my kids' school. They want my help doing basically the graduation and being able to broadcast that and get that out, to the families and kids and all that stuff. So
yeah, they got to do something, man. Like, they were talking about letting them come back for prom next year. Like, could you imagine if you didn't? Like, those are the memories that, like, I mean, granted, it wasn't like the best memories ever, but
they're still memories. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Like graduating and, yeah, because we had a graduation at Macomb.
Well, and then hey, I mean, you're a freshman in college and you've gone through it. Do you really want to go back to your high school?
No.
For yeah.
No.
I know. Then again, though, I took a college sophomore to my high school prom. I don't know what the hell she agreed to that for.
Must have been the Boz haircut, Bob.
That was only my junior year. That was not my senior year.
All right. Well, hey, my daughter is nagging me because apparently she has created some sort of dessert that I have to go upstairs and try.
I was
I am
thinking of baking a
jealous.
cake myself.
I am jealous. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. We're gonna wrap things up for this episode.
Hey, everybody, stay safe. Keep yourselves in your damn house, and yeah, let's all be around when we come out the other side of this shit.
Absolutely. We're gonna end things for episode 347. On behalf of Bob, Dave, and Randy, do us all a favor: drink up your drinks, get your phone numbers, stay your ass at home, and we'll see you soon. Drive careful. Beat it.
All right, see you guys.
See you.